Hey guys, how's it going? It's the Crypto Lark here. Today we're talking about Request Network. These guys want to be the future of commerce, acting as a decentralized network for payments. This, of course, was the community coin of the week, winning 69% of the vote over on Twitter. Now, before we get into looking at exactly what Request Network does, we have to give a quick shout out to everyone who has been hitting that like button, and of course, everybody who has been subscribing to the channel. Big welcome to all of the new subscribers, and a massive thank you to all of the old subscribers for sticking around with the channel. And of course, this is not professional financial advice, guys. This is just a dude talking about cryptocurrencies on the internet. Let's check it out. Request Network, of course, built on top of Ethereum. Very interesting project. They're aiming to do a lot. They want to remove the middleman, people like PayPal, from the equation in payments, but they want to do so much more than that. The blockchain offers amazing potential for things like accounting and auditing. They, of course, want to implement trade law so that everything can be automated as far as individual countries' trade laws. Things will go automatically as far as taxes. All of that handled in a smart contract, automated way by Request Network. Any currency, whether fiat or digital, can be handled. And of course, they are looking at being here for a long time, so they're already thinking ahead towards things like the Internet of Things, looking to leverage that technology in the future. Now, the use cases are very interesting. It goes way beyond online payments, and online payments, as we know, because we've seen a lot of players come into this space recently, is without a doubt a space that needs to be revolutionized. The commissions, 1.5 to 6%, that's a lot. It really is. If you're a business and you're trying to accept payments, PayPal is brutal. It takes a big percentage of your payment. And of course, you have to pass that on to the customer. Everybody loses. It takes you a long time to get your money as well with Request Network because it's all digitalized, and on the blockchain, you'll get your payments very quickly as well. One-click confirmation. As well, you can see here, you have a new request from Amazon, 299 euros for a Bose sound system. Pay now. Click. Done. That is very easy. Invoicing. This is really awesome as well. We've seen separate solutions come up for invoicing. This is going to put it all together, along with escrow, audit, and accounting. This is, again, very big, very powerful. Obviously, big companies like Deloitte and PricewaterhouseCoopers, they have been doing smart audits. Request Network wants to incorporate that into what they're doing. As mentioned, they're going to be focusing on the Internet of Things as well. And this final one here, I think, is incredibly interesting and probably doesn't get enough play, and that is transparency of government offices. Budget transparency for city halls, governments, NGOs. That's massive. Some of the biggest criticisms against NGOs, for example, is that they're not spending your money in the right way. The process isn't transparent enough. It's too easy to fake the system. City halls, just what is your mayor spending the money on? The government, come on. How much black money is out there in the government that you just don't know anything about? Now, obviously, the big countries are probably going to be the ones to sign on to this last, but little countries, places like Estonia, for example, I could see signing up to something like this straight away, not to mention city halls. You know, New Zealand, I'm sure, Auckland City Council would love to sign up for something like this, along with a lot of NGOs who would actually really benefit from this technology, because then they could go to the users and say, hey, look, here's how the money's spent. Fully transparent. Everything is auditable on the blockchain. Of course, fantastic use cases and really exciting, of course. Even if they were just doing something like their business-to-business invoicing, which is great. Very simple. This alone would make Request Network a viable and valuable project in the blockchain space. The fact that this is just one small component of the many things that they do is quite impressive. Now, This is the MindMeister map of the request network ecosystem. Request network, of course, here in the middle, looking at all the things that they can do, from standard requests, business invoices, online payments, accounting, financial audits, IoT, salaries, transparency, expense reimbursement, point of sale, peer-to-peer payments. So much is possible with this. It's actually very impressive, the scale of what they're trying to do. And of course, looking over to the protocol, we have storage of your metadata, using Civic, for example, for registration. Very interesting indeed. This is essentially what the transaction history would look like. I like how they've got a good sense of humor here. 2009, Laszlo's Pizza, 10,000 Bitcoin. Reason, buy 2 pizzas. Visitability, pseudonym, U.S. government, domino audit firm, accounting software. And so this lets you bring in that extra features here as well. Now, this is what the mobile version would look like. Again, very simple, and simplicity is key. You know, anything that makes the process easier for people is better, and anything that makes the process more profitable and less time consuming for businesses is also a very valuable thing to bring into the space. Now, the potential concerns with Request Network here, as excited as I am about the project, things like this. How long is it going to take before we see that button? It might take quite a while. You know that a lot of businesses, even though many of them are interested in blockchain technology, many of them are interested in cryptocurrencies, they have been slow on the uptake here. We really need to see that moving along in a much more streamlined way. How long will it be before we see the pay with request button? I hope soon. But we need to see that with some major retailers, not just little shops here and there. Major retailers, major partners. Until we see that, we're on chill time with Request Network, but makes it a good time to get in before they do get those, because once they do get those, then the price goes up, of course. Now, it is an ERC-20 using the Ethereum blockchain. Of course, we have to see Ethereum scale. We have so many amazing projects out there which are all using Ethereum. Ethereum is going to be one super busy network here in the not so distant future. So we really have to see Ethereum scale and get to the point where it can handle 1 million transactions per second. Because with all of these different players coming on, someone like Request is going to be handling hundreds, thousands of transactions per second potentially once they get going. Not to mention all the other projects across the space. Now, we have seen some really great people get on board with Request Network as well. Civic, OX, Aragon, Kyber Network providing liquidity, Aragon providing governance, Civic providing ID, Quant Stamp, of course, was an early supporter of the project here. ING, the Dutch financial services, Y Combinator, which is that startup incubator. So really, really interesting stuff here. Really interesting team as well. If you look at the roadmap, we've got lots of stuff coming up here. Now, the one thing to keep in mind, though, the first version is just going to be about Ethereum. If you go through and check out some of the different phases of the project here, ERC-20 tokens will be incorporated in Q1 of 2018. Q2, we're actually going to be implementing ZK Snarks. ZK Snarks, guys, you know, that's the popular thing right now. Fiat currencies will come on in the second quarter. Moving on from there, we're going to have the tax extension, which will let you auto pay your tax. That's good. I know, guys, taxes, they're the devil, but if you're a business, you have to pay your taxes. And if they're offering a service that says, yep, here you go, here's the extension, click it, pay your taxes, that's going to be really useful for these people. And of course, as it moves forward, they're going to bring in all those additional features, focusing on the Internet of Things, for example. It is a longer roadmap, you know, till the end of 2018, till we see real full functionality with this. So please, you know, be patient with Request Network if you are going to be getting involved in it. They're pretty active over on their Twitter, probably the best place to follow along to stay up to date with all the updates that are going on over at Request Network. Now currently, it's trading for around 7 cents, which is only slightly above the ICO price. $50 million market cap currently. If you want to get into Request Network, now's a pretty good time. Considering that it is still so close to the ICO price, we haven't seen that big liftoff yet. And once they get going, if they can accomplish what they want to accomplish, Request Network will be a big one. And furthermore, over time, the total supply of tokens, about 1 billion, one shy of 1 billion. Current circulating supply, 640 million and some change. In order to interact with the network, the tokens will actually be burned over time. So as you hold on longer and longer to your Request Network tokens, the value will go up and up and up. Very interesting to see that as well. So as the network becomes more popular, more tokens get burned, the value of the tokens increases. So if you're an original token holder getting in here, well, it's still pretty gosh darn dirt cheap, and you can get a few thousand of them for a pretty low value. Very interesting stuff. Now, if you do want to go pick up some Request Network, you can rock over to Binance and pick some up. That is where the majority of the volume is happening, although you can grab some over on KuCoin or EtherDelta and some much lesser used exchanges which have very low liquidity if you want, but rock over to Binance or KuCoin. That's where you can grab some Request Network for yourself, guys. And this is definitely one I think that's good to add into the portfolio because it's got some really great long-term potential, assuming they can pull off what they want to pull off. That is, of course, always the trick, but they've been in development for a long time, and I think they've got what it takes to do it. I like the project, in case you can't tell. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about Request Network in the comment section down below. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time, guys.